By names, I'm Odut Peter Omwene, the Technical Director, Potec Technical Services, Stock Managing Director. Yes, Potec has two directors, where I happen to be one of them, and I do the operations. Because I'm the one who is always on the field, both technically and management. Otherwise, for purposes of introduction, this is Abbarci Coffee Uganda Limited in Matuga, Sanga, where I've been having most of my projects. Basically, here is the coffee processing plant. Where I'm standing right now is the offloading hopper. So we have the offloading hopper, we have the pre-cleaner, we have the dryer, we have the storage silos, then we have the processing inside. That is destoning, grading, gravity table, that is cleaning, final cleaning, color sorting, then packaging. That is all of the process in coffee processing. So where I'm standing currently is the offloading hopper. So basically my work here was to do the civil works, as you can see here, build this shed, installation and fabrication of the metal grating. I don't know whether I can show. Yeah, of the metal grating. And then this civil works, both down and then the metallic structure. So we have the intake elevator and the pre-cleaner. These are the machines here. Here we have the control panel. This control panel serves the machines outside. That is basically cleaning and drying. Then that is the control room. The control room also has another panel, the incomers, and the main circuit breakers. My work here involved doing the civil works, the installation of all these machineries, erection of all these structures. All these machines like the pre-cleaner, the elevators, this elevator, that tower, silo and the silo were all imported from China. But this intake elevator for the dryer, which I'm going to show you in the next minute, was locally fabricated by me here. The two elevators for intake and the discharge elevators. So we have the offloading elevator from the pre-cleaner, which serves the wet and the dry silos. This is wet silo, this is the dry silo. Yeah. Then after that, under the silos, there are control valves on both. Each of the silos, there is a control valve and under conveyors. The other under conveyor on the wet silo feeds the intake elevator to the dryer. Then after drying, the dryer discharges to the output dryer. Each of the silos has an aeration fan. That aeration fan, which helps in the cooling of the product or maintaining the moisture in the silos for both the wet and the dry. So this is the drying section. So the drying section, we pick the coffee from the wet bin through the belt conveyor to an intake elevator. This elevator was fabricated here locally. I am the one who fabricated it. This elevator is 20 meters long. It's the one feeding the dryer. So this is the dryer with a holding capacity of 20 tons. Direct combustion. It has a direct combustion system and it's a very fast dryer. This is the discharge conveyor. It helps in both recycling and discharging. This is the control system. We have a fire extinguisher for protection purposes. Then we have put a shade. We had to improvise a shade to cover the dryer to avoid rain and then avoid also for proper, give maximum efficiency in the dry operation. Or say if it is raining and the rain is coming against the walls of the dryer, you find you reduce the effectiveness of the drying. So this is the output elevator from the dryer. It's the one that feeds the dry silo. So after the dry silo, we now feed the production. So after this process, we are going inside the production, which is inside this warehouse. Yeah. So this section is for dust exhaust. The dust exhaust system from the different machines in production, right from destoning, gravity table, and color sorting. This is the duct fumes where they come out from. So it's just blown since most of the husks have been tapped through the cyclones, so we only have fumes, the dust fumes coming out from here. This is the blower fan, the one that helps into the aeration of the silos. Likewise, this is for the wet. Likewise, there's one for the dry silo. But as the machines always get challenges, they get breakdowns. So I'm going to show you one of the modifications we made from a direct driven fan into a side driven fan. So instead of using a high speed, since in the market we failed to get a high speed motor, it involved importing from out, and always high speed motors have tendencies of frequent breakdowns. Say if there is a problem with the bearing, they have completely very high chances of the motor burning compared to a medium speed motor, which I'm going to show you. So the modification we did when this motor failed and we couldn't get a spare motor or a replacement motor is to change the system from a direct motor drive to a side driven system. That is introducing a fan, that is introducing the shaft and the bearings in the same foundation. We just made the modification, then buying a medium speed motor and achieve the 2800 revolutions just by pulley system. That is pulley and V-belt drive. So it's now working perfectly. So I'm now taking you inside the production area, still in Abbarci Coffee. We have been from the drying area. So for purpose of clarification, this installation was done 4 years back. It's not that we have just finished this installation works. We did it 4 years back, but still I'm involved into the maintenance and monitoring of the operation systems of all the machineries. So here we have, that's why you can see stocks of coffee processing. They are already under processing. So we have here a pre-cleaner. That is from the dry silo. It comes into an intake elevator, takes the coffee up, then to a pre-cleaner. We have another final cleaner. The other one is the primary cleaner. This is a secondary cleaner. So from the secondary cleaner, we feed the distoner. We have a distoner here. There is all blowing type. All these machines are for Chinese brand. We have a blowing type of a distoner. So after distoning, it goes to output elevator, which feeds the metal detector. So after the metal detector, it feeds to an elevator, which feeds the grader. From the metal detectors, we feed the grader, the size grader. So the size grader is where we get the four or three different grades of coffee. That is screen 12, 1199, screen 15, and screen 18. So that depends on the customer's demands. But for this specific grader, you can get up to 4 grades. You can get screen 12, screen 17, screen 15, and screen 18, depending on the demands, the graded demands. This is a Vietnam grader. Initially, the Chinese supplied this grader. Then it fails to produce, it was not as efficient as this one. That is why we had to replace this, the Chinese grader, by the Vietnam grader. So many clients make such choices without really knowing, but after the importation is when they realize that it is not as perfect as the other one. After grading, we have 4 different elevators after the grader. So we have one for screen 12, one for screen 18, one for screen 15, one for BHP 1199. Then we also have 4 different silos in front here. So each of this elevator serves one silo. Because of the distance, somewhere we introduced conveyors, like for that. Introduces conveyor for screen 18. This is screen 15. The other one is screen 8. This is screen 15. This is screen 18. The other one is for PHP. So there are 4 different silos for the different grades output of the grader. So we have now the gravity tables. We have here for this plan, we have 3 gravity tables, meaning screen 12, screen 15, and screen 18. So this is screen 12, the other one is screen 18, then in the middle is screen 15, because the biggest percentage of our coffee within the country, Uganda, is screen 18. It's screen 15. And we have the control panel, that is the control panel for the whole of this production process. So it means you can handle all the grades at the same time, because we have 3 grades behind, we have 3 gravity tables, at the same time we have 3 color sorters with their individual silos in front, which you're going to see shortly. Okay. So we have a system of dust cyclones. From the gravity tables, each of the gravity tables has a dust cyclone. So air is sucked through the cyclone and then the dust is expelled out. That's why you have this setup. We have powerful fans for suction. We have airlocks for removing the heavy particles and their husks. Then the clean air is blown outside. So this is the system of cyclones. The gravity tables serve as the final cleaners before the coffee is delivered to the color sorters for color sorting and then bag off. So we have the gravity table. After the gravity table, the clean coffee is delivered into a silo temporary storage, the silo to an elevator to the color sorter. After color sorting, you have the blacks and the clean coffee. The clean coffee is taken up for final bag off and stitching, which is that side. So we have 3 different sets. As I told you, we have 3 color sorters. Color sorters are run by compressors, that is the air system and power. So these are the compressors. So we have 3 sets of these compressors for screen 15, for screen 18, and for screen 12, and for screen 18. So this is the bag off system for screen 18, for screen 15, for screen 12. But besides that, because of their demand, I had to make a modification. That was modification by Potec, so that you can bypass, say, screen 18 to 15 or screen 15 to 18 through that top belt conveyor. That top belt conveyor can either take, or it's a 2 direction, can either take the other side or bring back this side. So that was locally fabricated here, that top conveyor. The same for screen 12. There's another conveyor the other side. It can take, screen 12 can come either to this color sorter, or screen 15 can go back to screen 12. So we made that modification for purposes of, in case there's a problem with any of the color sorters, it means you can handle screen 15 the other side, you can handle screen 12 this way, you can handle 18 the other side, 18 this way. So that is why that modification was called for. So basically, this is all the plant of Abbarci Coffee Ltd. Yes, as far as the warehouse is concerned, we only did the installation works. I only did the installation works of this because all these components came from China. We only did the installations and the civil works. As I've told you, this plant is already operational. We installed it 4 years back. So it's already operational. Those are stacks of coffee of different grades. It's already clean, ready for export. This has just been produced. Sometimes even, so it's ready for either loading and then ready for stacking. As we talk now, it was lunchtime for the plant. That is why you see it is not even busy. We are now going outside. We are done with the production. Otherwise, the other side is the office, logistics, and all that accounts. But we are now going outside. But before I leave, these machines you see covered, these are primary haulers, which some were imported from China, some are fabricated locally here. We have elevators and haulers. All the elevators we fabricated locally. All the dust extraction systems for the haulers, that is the fan system, we fabricated locally here. Shortly you're going to see the details of that. So I told you we have elevators which we fabricated, though they are pending installation. They are yet to get more sites. We have installed these such elevators in like more than 6 sites so far. That is hauling stations, primary hauling stations in villages where the coffee comes from. We have installed different of this, more than 15, because I made a total of 22 elevators. So we are left here with around only 8 elevators yet to go into other sites. So these are the hauling stations. So these are cutter doors. The cutter doors were fabricated here locally. I fabricated them here locally. I fabricated the cutter doors which you have. They are all pending together with the other elevators to go into other new stations. These are the same sets which we have installed in all the 6 stations I talked of. So we have here a grader, we have a hauler, we have a cutter door. So each machine comes with that set, a set of a grader, a hauler, and a cutter door, plus the elevators. Each of this system uses two elevators because we have the intake, the one feeding the hauler, and the output, the one which feeds the cutter door. Then the product is collected from this duct outside here. This can be seen clearly when we visit the hauling stations, which will come into the next shooting when we have visited the villages where the hauling stations are. But there are still 8 sets remaining here, pending for 8 new sites. Okay. This is the web bridge. So basically in the web bridge I only do the civil works. Then there are some specialists who do the installation of web bridges. I only do the civil works, that is building of these foundations and the weight house. So that is all that I do. Then the installation of a web bridge, we have partners we deal with who do that. So I'm done with the explanations of our warehouse and the projects involved in this. Just to show you the overview, we have the offloading hoppers, have the cleaning section, the storage, primary storage silos, production house where the machines are in. So this is all about Abbarci Coffee Uganda Limited. Thank you very much. Okay.